but we get you for like an hour, 45 minutes, an hour here. Everyone has exciting questions already. So we're going to kind of walk on through this and just really kind of start off with everything Sherri Shepherd that we want to know. How does that sound?
How's my wig? You have me. You hug me, girl. My wig was slipping inside my head. After I met you, I thought my wig was on the floor. And I thank you, girl, for the enthusiasm.
That's crazy.
It's okay.
Well, why don't you tell them all about that? I had no idea that you are into the wig thing at all whatsoever. Now, call me naive, maybe I'm naive, right? But I didn't realize that's what you were here for, too, in part.
I grew up on the south side of Chicago. And we used to go to Mount Zion Missionary Baptist. I come from a family of women who wore wigs, and my grandmother she had all her wig hairs, and she had the different hair on. She had the hair that she was going to fall out of when she got to older. She had her hair when she went to visit the sick. I mean, she had, and it was a ritual of, I would watch her as a little girl putting on her hair. Then my mother carried it on. My mother had her afro with hair. And then, all the women in my family just wore different hair. And I think I love wearing wigs so much. I do it on the view because I'm a busy woman. And you know how it is going to the beauty shop. When you go to the beauty shop on Saturday, you get there 8 o'clock. There's no 4 people at your time. You know you're going to be there at the beauty shoot. The beautician got to go pick up her kids for me and you sit there with that relaxing your hair like, it's burning, it's burning. Is this supposed to burn right here? And you have to be, I don't have time to be in the beauty shop from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock because I have stuff to do. And what I love about wigs is I love the versatility. I do wigs as well, but I love the versatility of wigs because I can go to the gym, sweat out my hair, wash it, and then put on a wig. My husband has a different woman every night.
Oh, we're going to get to that soon, right? Is he surprising you?
I didn't know he was coming up. Ooh,
That's right, girl.
Wow.
So,
You move your woman, clearly.
that's the big man right here. But I just love wigs because I think for so many women here, we got our kids, we got our job, we're so busy, and we don't have a lot of time to worry about our hair. Plus, in business, you have to have a certain look. And I love wigs for the versatility of it. I love, and so I teamed up with Lux Hair Now and samsbeauty.com for this wig line. And I want a hair that you can just put on, take out the box and shake, and just put it on. Because mine, literally, I had cornrows in my hair. I was like prisoner 77267. And I picked it up out of the box, shook it out, and I put it on. So that's why I love hair. It's just so versatile. If you break up with your man, you don't have to chop all your hair off. It's like it's an emotional thing. It's an emotional thing. If you want to figure out if you want to go long one day, put a wig, you just can change your look. So that's why I love it. It's an accessory. You're born with the hair you got, and you get the hair you want. So that's why I love it.
Yeah, that's very interesting because you're talking to a woman here. I've never worn a wig. But you know what? I think it's fabulous how you can change your look. So I have a question. When you get up in the morning, let's say you're getting ready for the show, right? The View. So how do you decide, first of all, how many wigs are hanging out?
How many wigs? I probably have over 100.
Woo! That's a collection.
I got my one for date night that I have, the Sal lights, that one that he likes. I have that in the drawer right now. So when he sends me that text, I know to get that wig out. But it just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. That's why, I have curly when I want to get fun. I have this one, I decided to wear curly here because I thought it overpowered the dress, so I thought sure. Plus I'm hot flashing.
Right.
So, and I want all that heat on the back of my neck. So I decided to wear it short. That's exactly why I love wigs, because it's just whatever mood you're in. It's like an accessory.
Right.
And you can accessorize into whatever you have. Not a ton of wigs. In the entertainment industry, they have to put so much heat on her. A lot of people, my natural sisters, they always say, why don't you go natural? And is Kim Cole's here?
She'll be here tomorrow.
Sinclair from Living Single. Y'all
She's supposed to be speaking tomorrow.
Kim will be here speaking tomorrow. Kim has natural hair. But a lot of us in the entertainment industry, a lot of women with natural hair want to know why all you guys wear wigs and weaves. And the reason is they put so much heat on our hair every single day.
Yeah, that's true.
Literally, I would be bald during the week because every day, Joy's hair, Joy Behar, her hair is very curly afro, and they have to straighten it every single day and put heat on it.
Right.
And it's just too much for our hair. And so a lot of women in the business decide to go, with the weave.
Right, save your hair.
You just want to save your hair. You want to go to bed and not have hair left.
Right, not be bald.
I'm trying to hold on to the little baby hair I got.
So you talked about your grandma. Was that in Chicago?
That was here in Chicago. Oh my! I got a lot of cousins here. I got like 60 people from my family.
Right here, huh?
In the family, I got a lot of cousin nails, a lot of deers here, a lot of auntie nails. I got a lot of nails here.
This is so humble for you. I mean, obviously you came back home, totally, got married here. And one of the things I found interesting that I actually read about you is that when you were growing up, you were bullied. Is that true?
Can we turn up the lights?
Forget the evening mood.
Thank you.
We about to make love.
Come on up. Where's the wig? You got a text her? Are you sending those texts yet? So, that was interesting. Is it true you were bullied when you were a young kid?
Just, it was just in school and being a shy person, and we moved to Hoffman Estates in the northwest suburbs.
Right.
I was about 11, and there weren't that many African American people in the suburbs, in Schaumburg and Hoffman Estates. And it was hard, and I used humor to deal with the bullying that we went through. My sister fought a lot. I used humor to get out of a lot of situations, and I think that has served me to this day is my humor. That's my defense mechanism.
Totally. So how did that happen when you're a kid? You just kind of slip into, if I make a joke, Joe's not going to be mean to me.
Yeah, if you make a joke, you can get out of fighting. I mean, some of us we don't like fighting. It's like, what you talking about, nothing? Some people don't like to get hit. And so I use humor. When I went to school, I went to Stag Elementary, Foster Park, and CBS, and Foster Park. Oh my gosh.
Is that crazy? That's a hometown girl right there. That's awesome.
So I just, humor has always worked for me in my life. When I went to jail, yes, I said it, I went to jail. And it was only parking tickets, I didn't kill nobody. But even in instances of when I was going through it and really relying on God, it was just my humor that got me through a lot of situations.
Right, I admire you because you went through totally the bootstraps of bringing yourself up from a career. When you talk about stand-up comedy, that is not easy, first of all. And trying to survive and have a paycheck, and you were doing full-time day secretary during the day and then at night trying to go out and do the nightclub thing?
Yeah, I was a legal secretary, and the difference between me, and here's what I say about Black people. I just feel like we're all funny. We've gone through so much stuff. We got to have a sense of humor, and we laugh at a lot of things. We go through so much, we can't do anything but laugh. And everybody in my family, truly, they are funnier than me. I just get paid for it.
Nice.
That's the difference. But I've always, like I said, I've always used humor in my life. And one day I was a secretary, and a bunch of us decided to go out to the Comedy Store, literally. And I remember like it was yesterday, we went to Sizzler. We had all-you-can-eat shrimp. Everything got to relate to food in my life. We had the all-you-can-eat shrimp and the cheese toast. And then we went to the Comedy Store.
Yep.
And before the show started, I was making people laugh. And then Andrew Dice Clay got on stage, and he made the women mad. And somebody turned around and said, "You should do that." And since I was 4 years old, I loved making people laugh. When my grandmother was sick, she said, "Baby, do your little program." And I would get up there.
And you're up there?
Do your little program. And I would get up and make her laugh. And so I think that seed was planted. And I remember wanting to get on stage with being scared.
Totally.
And I met somebody named Eddie Griffin. He said, "I'm really scared. I don't know if I can do this." He said, "Well, do it scared." He said, "It's got to get done anyway, so just if you're going to be scared, just do it scared."
So was that your first stage presence when you did it then?
When I went and
officially?
I borrowed money from all of the legal secretaries at the time that were garnishing my Jay. Literally, when I tell y'all,
This relates to jail?
Literally, I have to explain. I was in debt, about almost $50,000 in debt. And I didn't pay my bills because I was in a different religion at the time, and I thought that the end of the world was going to come. And because I thought the end of the world was going to come, I didn't pay any of my bills.
That's right.
Crazy as it sounds. I was like, if the end of the world comes, then why need to pay this?
Right.
You know,
Hey.
It was shocking.
I don't think like that now. I was young. I really was. Whatever one developed in my front cortex. But literally, so what happened when I went to jail, so I can explain it. I had so many traffic tickets. When you pay your tickets, ladies, those moving violations, because they get to be traffic warrants.
Right.
And so I had a lot of traffic warrants. I was on my way to the comedy store. And the police pulled me over because my registration was 2 years expired. The end of the world was coming a year and a half before. I didn't pay the bill, so they stopped me. And he asked me, I was like, the end of the world is about to come.
And it better come now.
He was like, well, it ain't coming before you go to jail. So they handcuffed me, took me to the police station. And I remember, they had all these traffic warrants. It was $10,000 worth of bench warrants because I never showed up in court. So it was $10,000. I'm chained up to the thing. They tell you don't talk. And at the time when I first started stand-up, my boobs wasn't sagging. They wasn't long. I had cute little figures. So I had a mini skirt and some high heels and this little long Rapunzel wig. I'm trying to communicate to everybody with my eyes that I'm a legal secretary. I belong here with these women. And I turned to the left and I was like, all the hookers that were chained up next to me had the same exact outfit. When you think you cute, be careful what you do. So they took me to jail and I had to go to jail and every day I had to go to the different court of where I had the bench warrant. And that taught me, it was so good, because I was in a jail with 2,000 women. Wow. And I remember they give you a pair of underwear, a deodorant packet, and a comb when you're in jail. And you were in there, and I remember somebody stole my little underwear, so civil wear on the back. Because you would watch me have to hang them over the bed rail, and somebody stole it. It's always girls in jail. Like y'all know, it's always girls in jail trying to instigate stuff. There's just the girl, and her name was Big Les, and she was trying to instigate stuff, and she was like, "Girl, somebody stole your panties," and I was like, "I know." She was like, "It was her," and they was like, "Go, you need to go over there and get your panties." So big old group of women behind me, and I walked over to the lady. She was standing there. I knew because it was 2 pairs of underwear hanging on the bed, and I was like, "My underwear is missing." I was wondering if you. She's like, "I ain't got nothing." And I was like, "Okay." And so every day I had to go to jail and I had to wear that little outfit, the prison garb outfit. And then they put you in that black and white bus, that black and white bus you see on the freeway. It's a prison bus. If y'all see that bus on the expressway, just wave to the people.
It's their day.
Yeah, because I would be on that bus train. I was like this, looking down at the cars like, I'm a legal secretary. Just wave, just somebody send me love. Nobody ever waiting to so we see one of them jail buses waiting.
I have to ask you, how long were you in jail? You make it sound like a couple years sentence here. Tell me this was only 48 hours.
No, I was on my way. It was Martin Luther King holiday. So the courts are closed over Martin Luther King holiday. They picked me up on a Friday. I was on my way to the comedy store, so it was Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. Monday was Martin Luther King holiday. Then I went to 4 different courts in 4 days, and they let me out on the 8th day. It was time served. By the time I get to the last judge, and he said, "What are you in here for?" And I said, "I don't know.
And away you went, man. After that, your career's like skyrocketed. So was that?
I pay all my bills now.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
No late notices, no nothing.
You you're on point.
I'm not going back.
So after that, so this is all the right before or during the stand-up comedy beginning?
It was during the stand-up comedy. God just played a very big part of my life. Because it was during the stand-up comedy days. It was, like I said, I was in a religion. For me, it was very, very strict. My parents were very religious. And my parents got divorced and moved to California.
Right.
So I had the influence of my dad for so long, and he wasn't there. And my mother found out she had diabetes, and she was very sick, and she was trying to raise us. And we had, my sister who was involved in drugs, and it was a really hard time. And I got out of the religion, and I felt I didn't have God. Sometimes when you feel like the presence of God, you feel like a walking dead.
Right.
You don't have God in your life, and so even in that moment of sitting in jail going, is there something better than this? I'm so thankful that, I may have left God, but he never left me.
So that was like a turning point, that jail moment?
It really was a turning point of going, your life, you gotta change. You gotta grow up. You gotta start doing things differently, because if you keep doing the same things, you keep getting the same results.
Oh yeah.
And I think when you get tired of being tired,
right,
then something's got to change. And I got tired of people calling and me going, Sherri, shut the check, no here. I got tired of changing my voice. And the thing was, is I would get the pin notice and go, well, if I tell them I'm going to pay it, they'll give me 10 more days. And then at the 8th day, they're reading it that way. And I got tired.
All the games.
And it was, being in relationships that were not good for me all the time, and you get tired of feeling that way. And literally, it was a moment, a coming to Jesus moment of being on my knees. Though you be on your knees in those praying moments when it's not just running out your nose, and you can't even get words, you just moaning. It's just, you moaning, and it was just like God was saying, I'm here. I'm right here. I never left. I'm right here. So just get up and just get up and start moving. And it was that moment, I think, when I accepted Christ into my life, that just things changed. Why is that? It suffered the ramifications. It was consequences of actions. But there was a light at the end of the tunnel that I never had. There was always a light. So no matter what I go through, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. When my son was born at 5.5 months, he was a pound, 10 ounces. And I thought he was going to go. And it was always a light at the end of the tunnel.
Right. How did you get through those moments? Because being a parent and just knowing that life is so frail and so fragile, and you see your little son and he's less than 2 pounds, like that moment must have been so difficult.
It was rough because we had wanted a baby for so long. My first husband, we had tried for a baby, we did in vitro, and I was pregnant with twins and lost a little girl at about 12 weeks. And so it was Jeffrey, and I remember the doctors told me, you might as well go home and sit down because you're going to miscarry. But God gave me the scripture, Jeremiah 1:5. I knew you before you were born. I formed you in your mother's womb. And it says, I shall make you a kingdom of the nations. And that is a scripture I held on to through my pregnancy, being on bed rest. And even when the pains came, and I went to the hospital, and even in the midst of this, finding out that my husband was having an affair, while I had the baby, I went into labor. And that baby came at 5.5 months. Like I said, he could fit into the palm of my hand. My wedding ring fit over his arm. He was born with a hole in his intestines. His stomach was black and blue. He was born with a hole in the artery near his heart. He was born with severe brain bleeding. And they said Jeffrey would be paralyzed, have severe cerebral palsy, and severe mental challenges. He'd have to have shunts in his brain. And so the diagnosis just was not good. They said he's looking at a lifetime of surgery. And we had made the decision to let him go home and be with the Lord. Because I said he's got a sister up there, he's got a grandmother up there. So we made the decision to take Jeffrey out of life support because the hole in his intestine was becoming septic. And we went to the hospital. I have to say, this is why you have to have good girlfriends. Your wife is that girlfriend. That girlfriend, easy marriage. A clean house. And she came to the hospital and she was praying over that baby. And we got there that day. I bought a little outfit that they could dress him in so that we pulled him out the life support. And she was praying and falling over the baby. And I remember he gripped his life support too. He just gripped it. And I just prayed those scriptures. I just prayed scriptures over him. And I went to take the breathing tube off and place him in my arms. And that's when the head of the neonatal intensive care unit came in, and he said, I can't believe that the whole intestine is completely clear. Where it was a chocolate, where it was all black and blue, then it was a chocolate brown color. And it was like God was telling me, you don't get to decide when he goes home.
That's right.
And the doctors, I call them the gloom and doom team, they said, you know, he's going to be in a wheelchair, he's going to be in, I said, whatever God's gift, whatever the wrapping is, we'll take him that way. And so, my baby's such a miracle that whenever he runs to the door, and he says, Mommy, I love you. It's just, I just know the power and the presence of God. When somebody says there's no God, so many times, I mean, it was a journey. It was a journey. I thought I would never smile again because my baby was in the hospital for 4 months. And there were times when I would hold him in my arms and his heart would stop. I said, I even kill men when they babies. The blues just be killing me. But his heart was stopping. They'd have to say, Jeffrey, wake up, wake up. And so it's been challenges. My son has developmental delays and he fights hard, you know, and so he inspires me every single day. When he walks in there, Barbara Walters' office, President Obama was inaugurated. And he walked, nobody goes in Barbara Walters' office. That isn't, you don't go past that red road. And Jeffrey walked in her office and she said, hello, dear. He said, hey, Barbara, give me a kiss. That's love. You know? So I'm very, so I said, you know, during those dark days, you know, when you go, Lord, what am I supposed to do? Right. Sometimes he goes, just hang on. Just hang on. Absolutely. You know?
So how old's your son now?
My son right now, we have the same birthday. He came on my birthday. So he will be 8. You don't need to know my age.
That's awesome. You know, I heard too you have some new members of your family. Is this true?
Oh, I got 2 dogs.
Is this new?
They're new, yeah, they're new. We got 2 dogs.
So you added them on.
We're trying to have a baby. How you gonna have a baby wearing reading glasses?
The wig.
So right now we're looking for a uterus. I'll give you a free Hyundai and wings for a year. You got a uterus, you don't have any drum in your life.
You know what's so funny? There was a woman up here in the couple front rows and said, we want to ask her, if you could find love after 40, how do you do that?
If you can find love after 40, absolutely. I think, you know, first of all, I say enjoy your season of singleness. Enjoy it. There are things that you need to do in the season of singleness that I'm telling you, you cannot do in the season of being married. And so enjoy that. And I say to ladies who are single, do those things because, you know, the person that the God has prepared for you, you got to be prepared as well. So don't stop and go, well, I'm going to wait till I get married. So if you want to start that business, start it now. If you want a man that's got some good credit, get your credit together. If you want a man that's got a house, get your house. Get your real estate together. So that you can tell him, man, go clean up the pool filter in my house.
That's right.
You know, so that's why I say enjoy that period because when you're married, it's a whole different season.
Well, you have girlfriends. I know I have girlfriends where it's like, seriously, you're gonna go out with that guy? But it's hard to get involved with that. Like, I like to tell my girlfriends, but I don't like to tell them. You know how that is, right? Do any of you go through that? And the guy, you meet the guy, you're like, hi, nice to meet you. At first, I'm always good with it.
Yeah.
But then when you start seeing some true colors, it's hard to jump in and help your friends and be like, you know what?
Well, I think that's why you gotta have good girlfriends. You gotta, you know, because they're looking. Sometimes we get in that period where we don't see that the blaze over our eyes, and then it's a good girlfriend. But I also think, you know, sometimes you have to. I had to make a list of the things that were really important to me. And I went through this thing when I was younger. And he had to have this, and he had to have a hair, and he needed to look like El DeBarge. If I look at my big old husband, 6'6". Baby. But you know, it's so funny because, and this is another thing that Lisa Nash always told me, she introduced me to my husband. She said, date for your priorities, not for your preference. And so when she had introduced me to Sal, and I said, oh my God, this, you know, I want this, and I want yeah. And she said, no, what you need is when your son is sick, You need a man that's going to say, I'm going to be there at the doctor with him. You want a good man that's going to say, you know what, you go do this. I got Jeffrey. And so, of letting that idea go of the immaturity of which, of all it is. And so I thank the Lord that this is so hard with my husband sitting right here.
Oh no, let's talk.
When I met him, I think when you're a single mom, you have to be very careful because you hold the heart of your child in your hand, and you are the assigned protector of your baby's heart. And so I was for me, it wasn't the thing of looking for love after 40. It was, am I going to find a man who's going to treat my baby the way he's supposed to? And am I going to find somebody who's not crazy? Am I going to find, and so the first thing he did was when we went out, he never made Jeffrey a secondary thing. He never said, let's get a babysitter. It was always, let's go.
Let's go.
He knew I was a package deal. My son walked me down the aisle when I got married because I needed Sal to know that you're getting both of us.
Yeah.
You're becoming a protector, not of just me, but of this little one right here. And so, many times when I go on the road, I was able to do Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah. How many watched that?
My husband held down the fort with Jeffrey because they had asked me every season to do Dancing with the Stars, but I was a single mom. And I said, I can't because I have my son. I'm not going to be gone, 6, 9, 40 hours a week, and I'm not going to see my baby. But I was able to do it because my man said, I got it. I got it. Absolutely. So that was one of the things I really look for. Not where we need to go out, not how much money you got, but how are you, these are my needs right here.
How are you going to fit in?
How are you going to fit in and meet these needs? For some reason, he still thinks I can cook. I told him
You're not a cook?
No, I can't cook, and I told him that.
You can't.
And he likes to cook, and he said, I prayed for a woman that could cook. And I said, well, I prayed for a man that could cook.
Amen.
So obviously, I'm closer to God.
That's too funny. So, what is a perfect day for you then? Because you're absolutely right. You start putting your life into perspective. Obviously, you are a huge star on a national scene. But then, well, no, you are. I mean, right? So when you get that spotlight, it makes me wonder, because I think sometimes people struggle with that, and you have to prioritize. So what is a perfect day for you? What is it like? Is it just being at home with your husband, with your son, with your family? What is that day?
The perfect day, I think, is number one, God first. There's a scripture that says, seek first my kingdom.
And his righteousness.
Shall be added.
Added
So
unto
it's
you.
like getting up in the morning, and you always want to start texting and tweeting, and sometimes you have to sit and listen to that small voice and go, what am I supposed to do today? Because at the end of the day, you only got to please an audience of one. And so I think it's sitting here going, what am I supposed to be doing? What is the assignment today? What do you want me to do? Where do you want me to go? What am I supposed to say? You got to equip yourself. And I'm speaking spiritually because I can't do anything without God in my life.
No, not at
There's
all.
a scripture that says you got to put on the armor of God. There's a breastplate. Mine don't fit. I need a bigger breastplate. I went up a size. My little armor, I need a bigger size. But I think that's number one. You got to meditate. And you got to sit there and go, what am I grateful for today? And I think also for me, I go, what is that thing that scares me? What can I do today that scares me?
And go for it?
And go for it, which is why I did the Dancing with the Stars, because it scared me.
Yeah, what was that like, the whole experience? What did you take away from that?
Do something that scares you. I think with Dancing with the Stars is, aside from having my baby, I think that was in getting married. That is the second or third, I should say. It was one of the best experiences of my life doing Dancing with the Stars, because I can make you laugh till my eyes close. I can co-host, I can act, I can do that, but dancing was so out of my comfort zone. And it's something I did in the house. You know when you dance in front of your mirror and drop it like it's hot.
All by yourself?
I'm soul trained in my head.
There you go.
So getting on this floor and doing a Viennese waltz that I've never done before, I found out that I have stage fright. Because you're standing there, and I would rehearse for 45 hours a week, 45 hours a week, just doing, because my memory's bad, I couldn't remember steps. you get insecure and you're standing there and they say, dancing the jive is Sherri Shepherd and her partner Val Schmerkowski. And literally while I'm standing there, I'm like, I forgot all the steps. You sit there, and it would be a lot of tears, and that's why I say you gotta have your good girlfriends. I have a girlfriend named Yvette Nicole Brown. She's the actress on the show Community. And these are my girlfriends that my prayer warriors. And I'm calling tears going, what do I bring to this show? I can't dance, I'm not a technical dancer. And she says, but God gave you a smile. That's what, and this is what I think, and so you gotta find, because there's always who's better than who we are. You know, Star Jones, when I got on the View, I said, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not, and she said, you're not me, but you're you. You're you. That's just your support. And you gotta sit there and find the things that God made about you that he didn't give anybody else, because those are the things that he uses. That's why he gave them to you. So with Dancing with the Stars, it was, what do I bring to the show that nobody else brings? That spirit of joy, that spirit, I love doing Dancing with the Stars, which is why I cried so hard when they voted me off. And the fact that I didn't know if I was getting paid for that episode. I was back there going home. They was like, they kept going, you're not going home. I was like, well, who's going home? And then they said, Sherri, we're sorry. You going home. And I started crying. I was so devastated. And I looked at Max and Schmerkowski. I was like, are they paying me for this show? And he said they are. And I was like, well, follow your dreams.
That's just one of so many things, though, because let's face it, you are busy. Like 30 Rock, I mean, the stage, the theater, the list goes on and on. So what do you like, I mean, out of all of this? The stand-up comedy, being a host, being an actress, just all of that.
I think I feel very blessed to be able to I just do what I love. I feel very blessed to be able to be in this industry and to make people laugh.
Right.
That's what I've always loved doing. Did my dad get here yet? No. Okay. Because my dad here, you gotta shout out your dad. But I feel so blessed to be able to be doing what I love to do. So I can't say which is my favorite. I love doing stand-up comedy. I have an hour special coming out June 21st.
Awesome.
On the Epic Network on the cable station called It's My Time to Talk. I love doing drama. I just finished a movie on Lifetime called Carlina White School.
Yes.
That was my first starring role in a drama playing. It was a little girl in Harlem that had gotten kidnapped.
Yep.
At 19 days old, and she was raised until the age of 23 by the kidnapper. And when she met her real parents, I played her biological mother, Joy White. And just, even sitting there doing that, doing the drama.
Right.
Really, I think sometimes, you got to step out of your comfort zone, because that's when God shows you that he can do it. He can fill in the gap. And do things that you're scared of, because it requires you to really depend on God. So I love doing drama. I love co-hosting. I love doing things like the Newlywed Game. I feel very, very blessed just to be doing it. It's doing something I love.
You're adding author to that list?
Yes, I just wrote another book. It's called Plan D. How to lose weight and beat diabetes, even if you don't have it. And diabetes is the fourth largest killer in the African American and the Latino community. And I got diabetes. I got diagnosed with diabetes in 2007, a week before I started The View. I was 197 pounds. And my mother, I should have known better, because my mother died at 41 years old from complications of diabetes. 41 years old. And so even knowing that, I never took care of myself. Because in my family, I saw blindness, we saw amputation, but I don't think my mother really knew the severity of it, because in my family, we called it the sugar.
Yeah.
It's always like, at Thanksgiving, somebody rolled up with one leg, and they was like, oh, Uncle Jonas, he got the sugar. And I think that's the problem right there. We call it by some cutesy term. So when we call it something called the sugar, then we don't see the urgency in fighting diabetes. And so when they diagnosed me with diabetes in 2007, I was always eating. I felt the symptoms. My toes were tingling. I would feel numbness in my fingers. I always had to go to the bathroom. I was thirsty all the time. But I would always pray, Lord, if you just take it away, I promise I'll change the way I eat. As soon as it went away, I would go get my Big Mac and my M&M's and my potato chips. It was like I was just trying to drown out my feelings. And so it just got to the point, my blood sugar was over 238. And they said, because they kept telling me you're pre-diabetic before, you're pre-diabetic, but all that meant to me was, that means you don't have it. Yeah. So I would go and eat and do whatever, and I never exercised. But my doctor said to me, she said, well, you love wearing those heels. And I said, I do. And she said, well, you're not going to have any feet to wear the heels. And so I also had a vision. After she told me that, she told me I was diabetic, I went home, made a plate of pesto pasta. I had some pancakes, and I had with syrup, like it didn't even affect me. But I had a vision of my son holding a teddy bear, crying. This is why I think God came in and just hit me over the head. It was a vision of Jeffrey crying and trying to figure out where heaven was, because that's where they said mommy was. And that vision, my head was on my chest because I had eaten so much carbs, I couldn't even think. That is what made me sit up straight. And God said, I gave you this gift, you're going to leave it? And I realized I didn't want to do to my son what my mother had done, and leave me without a mother giving me advice on how to raise my child. My mother was not there to show me how to be a young lady, how to act when men came around. I never had a mother because she left. And I said, I got to be there for my son, because I'll be darned if my ex-husband let his other woman raise him.
That's right.
That got me right there. That fueled me. I was like, you know, I'm going to raise my baby. And so I really, over the course of the years, had to have a different relationship with food.
And I do that. I mean, let's face it, how many of us struggle with that, the food thing, right?
It's rough. I'm not gonna lie, it's rough because, you know, a lot of our feelings are invested in food. You know, when we were little, our parents say, eat this, and you feel better. I come from a family, everything is fried. If it's fried, we refry it. You know, it's got to be sweet potatoes, macaroni and cheese, we got ribs, we got chili, we got hog, marg, and a thing. You know, and that's the family I come from. And it really was making a different relationship with food, because I'm a type 2 diabetic. And that means you can control the diabetes with eating and your exercise. And you have a purpose and you have a destiny. And there are people relying on you that need you to be here. And there's a lot of women in the audience. You have children that need you to be here. They need you to teach them how to balance a checkbook. They need you to teach them when they're going through school and somebody's picking on them. They don't want to run home to this person. They want to run home to you. And you have a destiny. You've got to be able to get up. You don't want your child sitting here going, I don't want to go to college because I need to stay home with my mama to change the bandages on her feet. You don't want them having to make that choice. And so that's what drove me, was my son. I didn't want him to walk down the aisle and to be a special seat there in honor of his mother, the way I had to do it my way. And so that's the thing that fueled me to take my blood sugar, to look at the plate of cheesecake or the salad and go, which is more important? Because you eat food and you feel that euphoric feeling, and then you wake up and you don't feel good. And we as women, we're so busy, we walk around and we're so used to not feeling good. And we're so used to being tired, but that's not the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be, because God's got something for you to do. So you need that energy. And food affects it. So I know if I eat something I'm not supposed to, it feels good if I eat a cheeseburger and french fries. It don't hit me right away, but what happens is I'll get into an argument with Sal, or he'll be trying to talk to me and I'm falling asleep. Or Jeffrey will come and go, Mommy, wake up. I took him on a field trip and I eat something I wasn't supposed to. I'm on the subway.
Now, do you ever do, because I know, like, I do okay by myself, but the family feast you're talking about, okay? How many of us have big families? You go and, for me, it's my Aunt Sophie and my tortillas and beans and chili and rice and all that whole thing. So when you're standing there and you're looking at the big old table that everyone brought, you really go that serious in your mind.
I do. And I found a way. I have to do a lot of self-talk. I got to do a lot of self-talk of going, how is this going to make you feel? The worst thing Sal can do to me is take the food away, because then I become like a child. Then we're fighting. No, I want it. I'm not no child. But he knows, just ask me, how are you going to feel? feel once you eat this. And I've developed a way of self-talk. And also, you've got to be forgiving as well. You got to be your best friend. If you go to your best friend and you go, girl, I messed up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I can't. Your best friend will lift you up and tell you all the good things about yourself. So you've got to learn to be your best friend. And then exercise. Exercise is so important. And I can't stand going to the gym. I got the cute booty shorts and the cute little top. And I would go to the gym and go right and get a smoothie and leave.
No exercising through at the gym.
I don't like exercise.
So what do you do then?
You know what? Everybody can't afford to go to the gym. Everybody don't have time to go to the gym.
Right.
I found ways, and I write about this in my book. Everybody can't do Dance with the Stars. But what you can do is turn that music on with your kids and dance for 30 minutes because they got a lot of energy. What you can do is go to the park with them. They need to get out. You can get out. If you got a dog, I get out and I walk my dog at 5:30 in the morning. We do a brisk walk. And I run with Jeff and we go to the park. I used to couldn't climb the monkey bar. And I was sitting there going, don't fall! You know, like, get up. Just get up. Breathing hard. But now it's just like, go to that park. Climb those monkey bars. Get on that swing. You know, in Chicago, we do that double swing. So I stand up and you pump and they do. And I do that with Jeffrey. So you find, and I wrote about ways that you can find that work within your lifestyle. I put the music on and I clean. And we go gardening. My husband and I, we inhale. And this, if you married, or you, this is go, sex burning a lot of calories.
Hey, I'll go for that.
So you just need to find ways that work for you, that work within your lifestyle. Because moving is so important because it gets the oxygen to your brain. But I write about a lot of this in my book, Plan D, and a lot of the foods that you get rid of because everything is in moderation. So you can do, I don't write a book where it says you can't have anything. It's just in moderation. And I show you that some of the ways you eat, if you decide you're at a family reunion and you want to eat that pineapple upside down cake, then this is what you need to eat afterwards, some protein to slow your blood sugar rising. I went over to my mother-in-law's house and she cooked. And she made fried corn and collard greens and cabbage and macaroni and cheese and peach cobbler. And she made fried chicken. And so what I had to make the choice to do is go, how am I going to feel? So I took the collard greens, the cabbage, all the vegetables, and then one of the meats. And I felt like I wasn't missing out. I had a little bit of taste of this macaroni and cheese, and then he gave me that look of how you gonna feel. But I felt like I was okay. I had a lot of food. So it's just kind of doing a readjustment of the way you look at food. Of it really being fuel to make you live.
I like all those exercise tips. Love that. Yeah, awesome. It's not always about the gym. So I have to ask, I was supposed to set up a timekeeper up here because I know we're on, what time is it? Someone out there tell me. 1:55? Oh my gosh, okay, so we have a couple minutes for questions. I'm sorry guys, I'm so captivated here. I want to make sure you're all part of this too. So if you guys want to jump in line, we tested out that microphone earlier, right over there, that's perfect. Sherri's welcome to take a few questions here.
Hello, Sherri.
Hi.
Listen, so I'm a real fan, and I'll try to make this quick. You and I actually have something in common. One, I have diabetes type 2 that as a Hispanic male, Mexican male, I'm trying to overcome it, and I'm winning it. But also, 20 years ago, my son was born only 5 months.
Okay.
He was a preemie, same exact everything. And his mother left him, leaving him to me and my parents to raise him. But 20 years later, he's a successful recording artist. They told me he wasn't going to live. He died twice in my arms, and it was just me and him. 20 years
I love
later.
that testimony. Thank you, because that helps me.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Still
you.
tell me my son can't. So thank you for sharing that with me.
All right. And who is this? Please say your name so we know who you are. Tamika. Hi there.
First of all, I'm so geeked to see Sherri on the So I really wanted to say, for one, Sherri, you are so inspirational. You don't even understand. My sister is sitting next to me, and she's like, oh my gosh, I so needed to hear this. So everything you were saying today is really hitting home. And that's why we all really are hearing that we love you so much. You're so down to earth. And you share so much your personal story, and that's really appreciated. actually event. I sent him a letter to your company, and she never sent me a letter back. So I was like, dang it, Sherri Shepherd's going to be here. I'm going to come personally and invite you. And also, my girl Kim, I want to see her too.
Kim will be here too, y'all. Come back at the same time. You can give your information to my assistant, Edie. What you have to understand, though, is I'm out of town to promote my book. But my time with when you say, how do I do things and how do I prioritize, Elizabeth Hasselbeck, my co-worker on The View, said you're going to have a lot of spinning plates. Don't let your children be one of them. Yeah. So I say no to a lot of things. Yes, because my son number one is first and foremost. We went on, and I don't know if y'all have mother guilt. It never goes away, that mom guilt.
I had that too.
We went on a Disney cruise because I had to do a segment for The View a couple weeks ago, and he was with Snow White taking pictures. And Snow White said, she says, hello, Jeffrey. What are the things that you miss the most? And he said, spending time with my mommy. And so this was working. Now, first of all, I wasn't even upset at that. I was like, why didn't you tell Snow White out there? She don't need to know all that. But you can give the information to Edie, but do know sometimes I turn down a lot of things because, number one, I'm married and I have a son, and I just don't have a lot of time to go a lot of places. So if your work is here in Chicago, okay, that always works because my people are here. So that always works. But just give it to Edie right here.
You know what? We have to give an applause for putting people, husband, Jeffrey. I think, I appreciate your honesty with that because that's a hard juggling act. And I think people understand that if it's your family, we get that. So questions, go for it.
Hey.
Who would be the leading man that you would love most to work with?
The leading man that I love the most to work with? The leading man. Put your hands
That is
on your ear, Sal. Idris Elba. Gorgeous as all get. He's so fine. I pitched the story to Idris Elba because I wanted to design the Washington story. And she was married 7 times, so Idris, he committed to playing one of the husbands for Diana Washington, so he's so gorgeous. So we were at the Essence Festival a few years back, and Idris DJs. He DJs, so he's single. I was single at the time. And so I was single, he was DJing. He had a little white beater on, he looked the door, and he looked so chocolate goodness young.
Yes.
While he was DJing. So, Idris, he looked up and he was like, oh, hey, he got that English accent. How you doing? He was like, come here. So we were talking. And it was, it's Essence, it's New Orleans, it's hot, it's, what goes on in New Orleans stays in New Orleans. The devil was on this show, the God was on this show. And so Idris said, he was leaning on the car. It was an event that Steve Harvey was hosting before. He was leaning on the car, and he looked at me, he said, so, tell me, what are you looking for? And I was like, forever! I haven't seen Idris in 3 years. She's funny. But that's how you read out the Bible.
Oh yeah, God. Who do we have here?
Hi, my name is Lacey. God bless you, women in media.
Oh, you say God bless you, but God bless you, women in media. I thought you said God bless me. I'm like, thank you.
God bless you, women in media.
Got you.
Right on.
And, because God says every perfect thing comes from God, how do you know when a concept you've been getting, like for your launch, your startup, your own business,
whether it's a good idea or a God
if
idea?
it's you or if it's God? Because, if it's good, it's God.
Yeah, sometimes things are
God
good.
versus flesh.
That is the thing. Sometimes things are a good idea, and sometimes they're a God idea. Because everything that's a good idea is not a God idea. For me, I always see signs of confirmation in it. I think where there's something Bishop Omer in Los Angeles said, where he guides, he provides. He will direct you. I think when it's a God idea, things fall into place for you. When it's a God idea, because I have people all the time ask me, a woman sent me an email asking if I would invest. She wanted to do a cruise for singles, for Christian singles. And she said God told her this idea. But this woman was a single mother of 6 children. And she said she hadn't worked in years. And I'm going, well, I don't know if that was a God idea. You're asking me for money to invest in your thing. I don't think there was no confirmation anywhere that she said, I've been in this for years, nothing was working. So I think, I'm not the expert on this, and I'm not going to claim to be, but I know in my life, when things were a God idea, things just fell into place. When I prayed and asked for wisdom and stepped back and said, not me, but you. And I let this thing go. I give it to you. You give me back what you want me to have. I give it to you. That things seem to fall in place that supported that venture or supported that idea. So that's the way it has always worked for me. I think it gives you sign of confirmation, and you got to listen to other people, that wisdom. So, if that helps.
Yeah, that's a little bit. All right. Who do we have here next?
Hello, Sherry. My name is Nakia Young. How are you?
How beautiful.
Thank you. I wanted to ask you, how have you dealt with sizeism in the industry? I work with an organization called the Big Troop of Chicago. We are a 501c3 performing arts company for full-figure women, and we were founded by our founder sitting in the front there because she experienced sizeism in the Hollywood industry at a very young age. And I just wanted to know, have you, and if so, how did you overcome that?
I'm not going to lie to you. There is discrimination against people who are bigger than what Hollywood thinks they should be. I am not going to lie. And if you're not a size 2, I'm going to give you a little leeway. If you're not a size 2, there is discrimination. You can count on your fingers the number of full-figure sisters that you see in the industry. I've had this talk. I've sat down with Niecy Nash and Yvette Nicole Brown and Kim Coles, and this is something, when she comes tomorrow, if you're here, ask her, because we've all been through it. We go and they wanted to put us in clothes with geraniums all on. It's like, oh, we just pulled this and you can wear it. They don't take the time to fit the curvier women like they do the little women. It's, even on the show that I work on, I have to fight hard every single time when they bring these size 2 women out, and I sit there going, can't nobody wear this. This is not our audience. Why do we have a full-figure plus-size model wearing these clothes? Because this is real women. 14 is the real size. That's where the average size starts. The size 14. It is a fight. But there are women who've broken through. So, yes, I've experienced it. What I've experienced is it being on the red carpet and them going past. We don't want, we'll take the skinny one over here. So I choose not to get into it. I just try to be the healthiest and the best that I can be. Because you know what size you're healthy at, you know what size that you need to be healthy, to do what you need to do. But, I say don't let it stop you, because there's the rules and then there's God. That's just the way I work.
All right.
So there's discrimination, but you can still break through. Be who you are, come forth with what He's given you, and the door will open for you. Because ain't no man stop it if it's for you.
That's
no
right.
man stop it. You don't have a lot of comments. You just keep moving. So a lot of my friends who are in the industry, they work, they do commercials, they are on, Octavia
Spencer.
from the Help, she has gone through this, but she's working, she won an Oscar. My girlfriend Monique, she won an Oscar. And there are sides that Hollywood says you can't do it being the side, but they've done it. So I just say, don't let no stop you. Don't ever let no stop you. And don't let all shit stop you. You always do it. You just keep moving.
All right.
Hey, Sherry. Michelle, how are you?
What's your Twitter name?
Michelle.
Michelle McGraw.
I think it's more of an edification for you. How do you handle all the change and the drama that's going on with the view? I know there's some things you cannot talk about.
Girl, I'm gonna be at work on time Monday because I don't ever want Barbara to say, why is the 2 Negroes sitting at this table? I don't know what. Sarah Jones tweeted me the other day. She was like, watch yourself, girl. So. And it's just me, and that's my best friend over there. Hey, Debbie. So how do you deal with all these changes and this chaos and this drama and keeping that smile and positive? I'm on my knees a lot. Literally on my knees a lot. This morning chaos in my life, and you're the only one that can make an order of it. And listen, for me, I hate throwing my beliefs on everybody because you may not believe as I believe, but for me, I've got to get on my knees first thing in the morning and pray and go, order my steps. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say no to? Because what you got to do, and I wrote a book called Permission Slips, you got to give yourself permission to be first. Because if you don't take care of you, then nobody else, all the house cards are going to fall. So then you got to figure out what your priorities are. I figure out what my priorities are, then I pray and go, here they are. So tell me what I'm supposed to do. And there's a lot of stuff that don't get done. And like this other sister asked, could you appear, could you come to my charity? I want to. I want to do a lot of things to help a lot of people, but sometimes I just got to say no. Because somebody else is going to be, namely my 7-year-old, is going to be affected. And there's some things you just cannot do. And you got to be okay to say no. Because the people who love you, they're going to love you. The ones that don't, they'll get mad at you. So you got to be okay with saying no, because you can't. We're not superwomen. You know, Cheryl Sandberg wrote that book, Wingman. I'm one. It's hard to have it all. You can't have it all at the same time. So I'm just a good one to say no. That's what I've had to learn to do, because I felt like if I say no, everybody gonna be mad at me. They're not gonna like me. I want to do it. But you know what? Then I ended up sick. I was exhausted. My baby hair was falling out. I mean, it was just. And I was mad at myself. I was mad at myself. And I was mad for saying yes. Now I go doing the thing that I say yes. I was resentful. So now that I've learned to say no, you know, it's changing no into a yes. It's hard to change a yes into a no. So I say no a lot. So that's the number one. I ask him to order myself to say no. Look in the mirror and practice saying no. No. Don't change it. No, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. No, I can't. It'll be all right. You can find a way to get it done. You say no.
Thank you.
Show me what I got. Hi, Mary D.
She's right over there.
Hi, Mary D. How are you?
All right. So we have a few more minutes. I'm hoping we're going to race through this line. I'm tackling like
Thank you for coming, everybody. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Hi.
My name is Jamila, and I hope God continues to bless you. And your smile is contagious.
Thank you.
I just want to comment on what
Excuse me, miss.
Right on point. It's so down to earth. And a lot of things that you mentioned today and spoke about, I know it touched some of us in this audience, everybody's audience. I have your book. I wish you would sign it for me.
Permission slips? Permission slips or Plan D? Absolutely will.
Yes, and you wear a lot of hats in this industry. And every talk show, you didn't mention that. I love you.
Oh, Sheila.
So you stay blessed.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. A lot of love out here. This is good.
Hi, my name is Kathy.
Come back and do a book signing for this
And I'm the founder and CEO of Women on a Mission. You have really just blessed me today. You really have. Inspiration, the strength. I thank God for both your voices. This is what we need today. You're showing young women how to be wise, okay? How to put things in order, you know, and perspective. And you hit my home when you start talking about the diabetes and obesity is a part of my family. My mother died with obesity and diabetes, and my aunt is struggling with the same thing. And we always talk about the things that's visible in our faces, and we know the color red, you know, for HIV, and the pink for breast cancer, you know, but there's a color for every single disease and situations out here that I just found out about, and I'm so elated about it. I just want to spread that and just give you a heads up on it. I don't know if you know the color for diabetes.
I don't know. What is it?
Great.
Gray? Is that right? Gray?
Yes, but it's so many, but if we live and remember color.com, please look it up. Yes, we live and remember.
We live and remember. Color.com.
We live and remember.com.
We live and remember in color. And what is that? We live and remember.com.
Live and remember. Thank you.
Okay, but we live and remember in color, embracing the things that help us to still heal. Some people are not healing from the gun violence.
Oh yeah, that's a whole other subject,
You know,
isn't
and all
it?
of that, but on all has a color. What
Right.
about domestic violence? It has a color. So
Right.
these ladies
Thank you for that
are
website.
mission.
Right.
While it went from the mission, your whole thing is
Thank you so much.
Okay, they do have other people here too.
Thank you very much.
for your voice.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
All right, who's next?
Hi, my name is Sheila. Hello, ladies. Ms. Shepherd, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you visiting back your hometown. My question to you is, what do you think your legacy will be for women in the entertainment industry following behind you?
What do I think my legacy will be? Are you trying to rush me off this
That's a good question to wrap this all up on. Nice. Nice.
What do I think my legacy will be? Wow. That's a story that I don't, because that's something other people will say about me. I hope that when I leave, first of all, I hope that I'm known the VIP list to get to the pearly gates, first of all. I'm just trying to get there. But I hope that I can show women to do things that scare you. Do things that scare you, that tingling in your stomach, that voice that says you can't, who do you think you are? You're not smart enough. How you gonna sit at that table with this one and that one? How do you think, that voice that you can look at that voice and go, shut up, don't, get behind me. That despite that voice, that sometimes that voice is my best friend. Every day when I get up there at the view and they go, welcome to Ladies to the View, that voice goes, who do you think you are? Sit at that table. And I go, shut up. He put me at this table. And I pray and I hope that I can inspire women to say, I don't care what those tapes in my head say. I'm going to do it. I got this burning fire in my heart, and I've always wanted to do it. And they say I can't do it. Somebody told me, all you will play are best friends because you're too fat. And they told me you'll never make it in this business because you're too fat. And you know what? And I don't even have to say her name, but she looks at the view every day and she goes, she did it. And then she's like, I hope that, when I leave, that other women can be inspired to say, I'm going to try it. It's this little bitty voice inside. That's all you need is a little bitty voice. You don't need to look up to see your face. And I hope that I can leave the people going, that they need something else. We say, we try to do it in our own strength, and you can't. You need something else to recharge you. So I hope I leave, and my legacy is that I leave people looking towards something other than them. I hope I leave with people wanting to buy some wigs. I hope I leave women wanting to be entrepreneurs and wanting to step out of their comfort zone and try something. But I would say trying something that you've never done before. Because when you do stuff that you feel, it's so amazing on the other side. It's so easy to say no, but then you're sitting there going, I wonder what if. I never want anybody to have that, to sit there on the side of the bed and watch TV and watch them go, I wonder what if. Don't have the what if moments. Just go out there and try it. Because you never know, and God uses broken pots. My God. Everybody don't have to be on TV. There's somebody right there in your neighborhood that you're going to make a difference in their life. That your platform, they will listen to you before they listen to me. And so I just say, get out there and just do it. Try it, for goodness sake, and see what happens.
Yes! I'm ready to go tackle the world after that. Two very important things right now, okay? First, we have an announcement real quick here. And then I have to say, thank Miss Sherri Shepherd with all her heart, with all our heart for her being here.